Hey there, loves. Welcome to Life's Just Cray. I'm Cate, and this is where we talk through real life situations that have you up until 2 a.m. talking with your bestie, like, okay, but what would you do though? Real situations, real talk, no fluff. My grandma always used to say that you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And that's exactly how I move on this show. Everything I say comes from my own experience or my own thoughts. I'm not a professional, and I'm not here to tell you what to do. However, it might just help. Okay, so today's situation, and I use that word very intentionally, it is about situationships. And I know for a fact somebody listening right now is in one and has been telling themselves it's fine.
I have been seeing someone for 8 months. I say seeing someone because I genuinely do not know what else to call it. We are not together. We have never had a conversation that officially defined what we are, but we talk every single day. We see each other multiple times a week. We have met each other's friends. We have spent holidays together. We have had conversations about the future that felt real in the moment and then never got followed up on in any concrete way. From the outside, I imagine it looks exactly like a relationship. From the inside, it feels like standing in a hallway that has no doors. I know what I want. I want to be with him. I want the actual thing, and not this version of it that gives me most of the experience without any of the clarity. I have tried to have the conversation twice. The first time he told me he was not good at labels and that what we had felt special and he did not want to ruin it by putting pressure on it. The second time he said he cared about me deeply, and that he was just not in a place right now where he could give me what I deserved, but that he did not want to lose me either. Both times I accepted the answer because I did not want to push him away, and both times I walked away feeling worse than before I asked. I keep telling myself that patience is the right move, that he just needs more time. That what we have is real enough that it will eventually become what I actually want it to be if I just stop pressuring it. But 8 months is a long time to be patient for something that should not require this much patience to begin with. I know that. I know it the way you know things that you are not quite ready to act on yet. The people in my life are split. Half of them tell me to walk away, because he is never going to commit and I am wasting my time. The other half tell me that some people just move slower and that I should give it more time. I do not know which half to listen to, and I am exhausted from trying to figure it out on my own. How do you know when you are being patient or when you are just being strung along?
Before I say anything else, I have one question, and it's very serious, and I need you to actually sit with it before you keep listening. Are you two monogamous? Because when I heard what you described, talking every single day, seeing each other multiple times a week, meeting each other's friends, spending holidays together, and having real conversations about the future, that's a relationship. That is not a situationship. That is two people in a relationship where one of them has decided that avoiding the label somehow keeps them from being accountable to it. And that distinction matters more than you might realize. Here's the thing about the label conversation that I think you've been approaching from the wrong angle. Every time that you've asked the question, you've been asking it in a way that gives him room to dodge it. Are we together? What are we? Where is this going? Those questions are easy to sidestep with something vague about not being good with labels, or being in a place right now that's not good, or not wanting to put pressure on something special. And you've accepted those answers twice because you didn't want to push him away. And I understand that. But those answers have not actually told you anything useful. And that's why you keep walking away feeling worse. So stop asking that question. Completely reframe it. The next conversation you have is not about labels. It's about one thing and one thing only. Are we seeing each other, or are you talking to other people on the side? That's the question. That's the only one that actually matters right now. Because here's the reality of your situation. You've been investing 8 months of your time, your energy, your emotions, and your loyalty into this person. And you deserve to know whether he's been doing the same. If you're not seeing other people and he is, then that's not a situationship. That's just him getting everything that he wants while you get the uncertainty and the hope and the waiting. And that's not fair to you. And vice versa. If he's being fully loyal to you and genuinely sees this as something real, then that conversation shouldn't be a hard one for him to have. His answer will tell you everything. Not exactly what he says, but how he says it. Whether he gets defensive or whether he gets honest. Whether he finally steps up and gives you the clarity that you've been asking for 8 months. Or whether he finds another way to say something that sounds meaningful without actually committing to anything. Pay attention to that. Because a man who genuinely wants you and genuinely sees a future with you will not let the woman he wants walk out the door over a question that simple. And a man who cannot answer that question directly after 8 months of showing up like a boyfriend and is telling you all that stuff, that says something too. You just have to be willing to hear it. You already know what you want. Now, find out if he's actually in this with you or just in it for the comfort of having you around without the weight of choosing you out loud. Alrighty, loves. That's all I've got for you today, and you already know where to find me. Slide into the DMs with your situation, and you might just hear it on the next episode. And if this one hit home for you, share it with someone who needs it, because that is what we do. And remember, just because I've said this advice doesn't mean you have to take it. You're the maker of your own decisions, but you must also be willing to deal with the consequences of your actions if there are any. Until next time, take care of yourself.